Have you ever had one of those moments where everything lined up so perfectly that makes you go, wait, what the heck just happened? Like you were just thinking about someone and the next moment that person shows up in your face. Or you were thinking about making a big life-changing decision and then the perfect sign shows up right in front of you. And for a second you were like, was that really a coincidence? So how do you know when it's just a random coincidence and when it's actually synchronicity, a real sign that's telling you to do something? Hi, my name is Tony, here to talk about everything beyond the ordinary everyday life psychology stuff to help us think differently about life, meaning, and what's really going down beneath the surface. In this video, I'll show you the exact difference between a random coincidence and a real synchronicity, so you can start recognizing the signs that are here to guide you. And once you know what to look for, you never see life the same way again.
Synchronicity or coincidence, here's how to know.
So synchronicity is a term used by the famous psychologist Carl Jung to describe when two or more things show up, they aren't logically connected, but feels deeply meaningful to you. Like making you feel, this is happening for a reason. And it won't feel meaningful to anyone else except for you. You just feel it's special and powerful. In my last video, I shared Carl Jung's famous scarab beetle story and talked about how to tell the difference between a real synchronicity and when your brain just making stuff up. If you haven't seen that video, click here to check it out. But in this video, I want to take it further to show you exactly how to tell the difference between a true synchronicity and a random coincidence. For my dissertation research during my master's degree in Transpersonal Psychology, I found there are 3 key signs that tell you when a moment is more than random, when it's a true synchronicity. The first sign is that mind-blowing feeling, the kind of moments that you can't explain except to go, what the hell is this? It's like the timing was so perfect and it feels like life had just smacked you in the face. I mean, with coincidences, sure, they're interesting and fun, but they don't hit you in that kind of jaw-dropping, holy crap kind of way like synchronicity does. Here's one example in my own life. Right after I decided to do my final year dissertation in synchronicity, I went on a holiday to Taiwan. 2 nights before I was due to fly back home to London, I went out to this big nightclub where they were blasting K-pop music all night long, with many dancers on stage doing the full video choreography. And there was this one big, tall, sporty guy who was so gorgeous and was easily the best dancer there. He really left a big impression on me and I was so mesmerized by him. One day later, I was on a plane leaving from Taiwan to London, listening to dance music on my headphone, and yep, thinking about that guy again. And as the plane landed, I stood up to grab my stuff, and suddenly I saw him, sitting just across the aisle from me, 1 row behind. And I went, what the f***? It wasn't just I saw him again, it was the timing, the proximity, and the impossibility of it. The way I've been mentally fixated on him, and then boom, he's right there. If I'd seen him somewhere else, some other time, it probably would have just felt like a cool coincidence. But this, it felt like something was aligning on purpose. Like, life was telling me, you want to study synchronicity? Here is what it looks like. Another sign that it's not just a random coincidence, but a real synchronicity is how deeply personal it feels. It's like life is giving you a message that only you can understand and nobody else will get it. And you just know this was meant for me. Let me give you a real example. A friend of mine had been thinking about relocating, like completely changing cities. On one weekend, he goes on a road trip and drives through this town that he's never been before. And while driving through it, he had these thoughts. I could see myself living here. That's it. Just a passing moment, but it stuck with him. And when he got home, the first thing he saw was this car parking right outside his house. A car that he's never seen before. And the license plate had the name and the postcode of the exact town he had just driven through. The same town he's casually considered moving to. And the next morning, the car was gone, like it had never been there. Now to me, or anyone else, it might just seem like a weird coincidence. But to him, it felt huge. And that's what synchronicity does. It's not designed to convince the world. It's designed to reach you in a way only you would feel. And the final key difference between a synchronicity and a random coincidence is that synchronicity doesn't just show up to blow your mind. It shows up to move you. It's not just the wow moments. It's a message. It's a wake-up call to say, hey, it's time to do something. It could be a sign to make a change, start something new, walk away from something that no longer fits, or take that one step that you've been scared to take. Random coincidences are interesting, sure, but they don't usually shake your world or push you to act. But synchronicity does. Here's a story example from Bernie Beitzman's book, Meaningful Coincidences. There's this woman, Rachel, and she's an Uber driver. One day she picks up a random passenger. They're heading to the exact apartment complex where Rachel's boyfriend lives. But as they get closer, something clicks. Rachel starts noticing little details. And then suddenly, it hits her. The woman sitting in her car is also dating her boyfriend. That ride wasn't just a coincidence. It was a synchronistic bombshell. The kind that drops into your life when it's time to face something real. For Rachel, it was a turning point. She couldn't unsee it. She had to choose. Her relationship, her self-worth, and her next step. And that's what synchronicity does. It helps you to make big, bold, and sometimes uncomfortable decisions by telling you it's time to make a move. So now that you know how to spot a real synchronicity from just a coincidence, there's more. In my research, I found there are 5 types of synchronicity, and once you see them, you start noticing them everywhere. I'll break down each one in future videos, so click on the subscribe and the bell buttons so you don't miss them. Before I started my master's degree research in synchronicity, I used to think they're just random coincidences. But after I started researching and experiencing some huge synchronicities myself, I began to think differently. What if synchronicity isn't random at all? What if it's life saying, this is a personal message for you? What if those moments are life's way of telling us, I see you, I feel you, I know you. I know your desires, your struggles, your dreams. And here's the proof that I'm right here. You are not alone. I'm guiding you one step at a time. So drop a comment below and let me know, have you had a moment that felt like more than just a coincidence? More like a synchronicity that's touched you so deeply and changed your life. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like and the bell buttons and subscribe. It will help me to make more videos like this. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.